everyone!
Get ready with us here at Teen Talks while we talk about timely teenage struggles.
Today we'll talk about their experiences and their struggles that mostly teens are experiencing nowadays.
We've asked our fellow teenagers about the topic that we're gonna talk about today.
So while we're going to be getting ready, we're also going to be reading a few answers and responses about their thoughts on these certain teenage struggles. Here, our fellow teenagers have added their answers and also their nicknames.
The first question that we've given was a time when I cared about other people's opinions too much.
So, this is from Jill.
Her response was when they talk about insecurities and how I must change because I'm not mature enough.
From Secret, his or her response was, I forgot about it now because mostly I really don't care about what they think. I don't want to waste my time for something worthless.
Yeah.
Though their opinions matter man
Slay,
sad,
madam.
but I know what I'm doing. So yeah, I think matter ang opinion if and only if close akong heart and mo give sa opinion.
Wow, slay madam.
So, from Cal, a time when I cared about other people's opinions too much is when I feel like I could have done something better or when I'm not sure of something. Oh, I think it's relatable, especially when you think na you haven't done your best, so you like mag-overthink jud ka na I think kanang people are talking about you kay lacking ka
Or
and
like
stuff
they're
like that.
judging
Yeah.
what you're doing.
You're not enough.
Like, let's share our own experiences about this statement.
As an overthinker, it's really relatable. Mostly mansad guro na to, we're experiencing like we're not satisfied about the things we do because we tend to overthink about the
What other people may
What you
think,
think.
if you
yes.
do that like
or
certain
like
thing.
sa skills ni mo mismo or mga strengths
Or
ni
like,
mo, you're
you'll
doubting
compare.
yourself na and you're comparing yourself to others.
I think it's like our kanang thought ba na what if unsay hunahunaan nila about like that thing, so we tend to like limit ourselves lang with kanang
Because we're scared about your
yeah.
opinions.
So mine's like not really a time, but I had this like phase.
Oh.
Wow, phase.
When?
I think it was like early pandemic. Like, di ba, if kanang kato pandemic ay kuan man kay ang social media. So, I was like constantly overthinking about what other people may think about what I post or what I show them. So like, murag every time I post before kay murag I seek for validation in ana niya.
True.
Throughout the time, I noticed that it was like very toxic and unhealthy because murag ako I depended on their thoughts and validation.
It's like changing yourself.
Yeah.
For theirs.
Oh.
But instead, like the real koan jud kay, it's you who should validate yourself.
Because more siya,
Yeah.
like you're changing yourself for their standards.
You're constantly
Oh.
like putting this kanang image that you want to show them, bro. It's not like the real you na di ay.
I think this is relatable to especially us teens that we are too dependent with validation social
Yeah,
media
especially
has
from
given
social
to
media.
us.
Like if you don't get kanang
Likes.
attention or kanang enough likes, you tend to overthink na hala wala sila ganahin sa akong like
Or
post.
like,
So
okay na ba ako naman?
yeah, inana
Tapos,
and it brings out our insecurities.
True.
So speaking of insecurities, our second question is what are your coping mechanisms when dealing with your insecurities? So from a nickname with Korean characters, he or she said, I hang out with my closest friends. They make me feel welcomed and they know me even more than I know myself. And in times that I am alone, I engage myself with movies, attempting to enjoy myself and do stuff that could help enlighten my mood.
Knowing your coping mechanism is important.
It's like an escape to your problems.
Third response is from Albedo. My coping mechanism is isolate myself and deactivate my social media. Oh.
So,
I think it's relatable for kanang
I think Athena can relate. For me, my coping mechanisms are crying and hanging out with my friends. But for me, the most comforting is crying because it is the time that I let my emotions out and it's really kanang makagaan sa self nga nagawasan ako tanang kasakit. Or maybe if I'm not fully moved on, I have my friends to help me move on.
True.
Yeah, so if you think kanang crying is kanang di ko
For the
mabila kay
weak,
for the
Like,
weak man.
weak? No, it's not.
It's the other way
It's
around.
not the strongest thing to do.
But there are people who don't want to cry. It's okay, but
Me, I personally
you don't want to cry.
not that kanang I don't want to, Jud.
Ah.
It's because like I just can't.
Ah,
Crying and,
no, because my mom said if there is a person who wants to cry but can't cry, personally, she thinks that the person is strong. Maybe they're encountered so much, you know. That's why.
But aside from like how we deal with insecurities, I don't know if you guys have heard the 10-second rule.
Oh yeah.
The 10-second rule is all about insecurities too and sensitivity. If the person can fix that in 10 seconds, do not point out na lang kay.
Yeah, it's better to
Oh.
keep it to yourself.
Yes.
Now, for example, their weight,
Yes,
their
like
kanang
acne.
physical appearance, they can't fix it in 10 seconds, so it's better to keep it to yourself.
Kay knowing I am aware man of my physical appearance, then why do you need to point
Yeah,
it
so
out?
like
Kaya
there's no
mirror
need
in
to
our-
point it out anymore. Oh, another one also from Damian Cutie Pie. His coping
Hi, Dam.
mechanism is music.
Wow.
Or this is applicable for
Yeah, all of us,
yeah.
especially.
Okay, it's really
It's really
man.
comforting.
True.
Then
Not
listening
not
to your favorite
not just
songs.
us teens, but also other.
Yeah, I think it
Like-
applies to like every
Oh,
single
yeah.
one of us.
So for the third question, are you having a hard time discovering your passion?
So there's like one common answer that we've noticed from the responses, and it's like mostly are
Yes.
Yes.
undecided. Some have kanang said yes, but mostly undecided jud sila.
Yeah.
And I think it's normal, especially in our age na we're still experiencing or we're still exploring the world. So definitely our preferences or like interests kay ma-change jud siya.
For me, like I can find my passion because I want to do this, and after that, if
Do another thing.
yeah, example, I will do this like the drawing or calligraphy, and then I will see someone my age, I will be like,
Ma-discourage.
kag ma-discourage because like
You think ba nga, you need something that mag-excel ka. Hindi ka ganan nga na yung makalabaw ni mo. So,
yeah,
you tend to explore.
or
Or
sometimes
almost everything i-explore ni mo just to find what's
Like
the
some-
right thing
yeah,
you want
that
to do.
I think that's very toxic for me.
For me, ang action nga ma-explore is not toxic. The thought lang nga.
Nga.
Kanang like for you nga, ay kato, di ko ganan ato because there's someone
Oh.
who's standing out which is not me, then sumangit ako blain.
So like, if you feel like there's something wrong with you, if kanang di ka maka-find sa imong passion dayon kay, don't be, because it's normal man. It takes time to find your interest man sad. So just have to keep exploring until you find
Sad nga na kay
what you really want to do.
Like
There's nothing man siguro nga in this world nga linear ang
True.
pagsama sa isa ka tao.
oh, this question is from Jill. So, when and where do you feel most like your real self, and why? Oh.
I feel like my real self when it's either I'm with the people I'm very close with or if I'm alone. Because I think that's the time where I get to be vulnerable or I get to
Or-
show who I truly am. Yung ana, without like thinking what others think about me. So if you spend time with yourself, you'll be able to reflect on a lot of things. Before, I used to really find time for myself to be able to reflect on my actions. If the things I'm doing still makes me happy, if there are things that I should stop doing or I should improve, I reflect by spending time with myself.
This is the best time to reflect on everything you did in life. Mapanindot man or dili, kaya you need to reflect man with your
True.
actions. If
So, there's this response that we found
Sincere.
Yeah. So we saved it for last. So this is from the one who had a Korean nickname. So a time when I cared about other people's opinion too much. It was Mother's Day and I wasn't able to prepare a gift for my mother. My brother did though. I thought that it was fine that I'll just give my gift together on her birthday, but my relatives started to view things as if my brother was better than me and such. Although I have always given my mother gifts whenever I could, and whenever I have money, they do not always see it, and it's not like I care about that, but their judgment and discrimination became too much that it has affected me emotionally. Their harsh words has struck my mind in a negative way. On the same day, I broke down in front of my relatives from all the pressure they've made me feel throughout the entire day. I honestly think that it was insensitive of them to tell me those harsh words as if they know what I do. I know to myself I shouldn't be affected because it wasn't true, but I still did. Because of that, I realized that people's perception towards you actually determines only to how they see you and how they've always seen you. If this is how my relatives see me, how much more to other people who barely even know me. So this is why you shouldn't judge people by just like looking at them, or if you don't like fully know that person or their story.
A coin have two sides, so you should know both before like judging or like speaking. That's why it is important to listen before listen before speaking, since you should listen first before
Or know that person first fully. Another response from Yana that we saved for last. When I was in junior high school, people called me things in front of me or behind my back. Sometimes they would say it in a joking way, and usually they target my physical appearance or how I act, which made me feel insecure. I would overthink about the things that they said about me, and I would try to change my personality or attitude to sort of stop them from saying something. They would sometimes call me Sip Sip or Teacher's Pet, and because of that, I would often question if I deserve to be in the honors list because of my efforts, or was it because of the said favoritism. But whether I do something about it or not, they still have something to say about me, so I got tired, then I eventually didn't care anymore. Tama.
That's also sad.
Murag, it's sad, but it is the best thing to do.
Yeah, not
Ikaw
care
would
anymore.
if you let other people dictate about your
you
life.
also ba, it's not good to call someone sip sip or like pabida or pabibo.
And if we call them names and such man good din, ana, it would like seem na all their efforts and hard work are being thrown out. It's either they'll lose the drive to strive or continue.
You're like invalidating their efforts.
So to end everything, we're going to leave this statement also from a response. If you master the art of not caring about what others think, you'll be so powerful that they'll stop. Again, from what I've said earlier, if you stay unbothered, or if you let people see that you're unbothered or you don't care
About them.
then they'll stop.
Sometimes kay people criticize or bully you because you're getting
You're weak.
affected.
You're weak.
They think you're weak, you're vulnerable, pero if they see you nga, wala na kay paki, kay they'll stop na lang kay Mark. Sila ra po yung magpikon sa ng actions niya.
So anyway, we have come to an end of our teen talk. I hope you learned something, because we definitely learned something as well.
As comforting ba yan, knowing nga you're not alone in this battle, you have someone or your friends nga they're willing to listen about you.
Well, for me, it's very therapeutic, and also, especially that the responses are anonymous.
We've also received a lot of responses. Dili lang tanan na mo nabasa, but sa video, pero nabasa na mo siya ganina.
Yeah.
They had an opportunity to share
Yeah.
kanang murag ilang gipang lukto sa life. Kailang na share na mo bisag. Wala mi kailan nila. We all feel the same way and we all experience that.
So that would be all.